So financial education has just done 2 new scams on his YouTube audience. One of them involves hiding stocks that are not performing well. The second one is preying on new investors with this kind of bit of a frothy, bubbly market that we have at the moment. He's taking advantage of that and financially gaining from that. So today I'm going to show you these 2 things that are going on. And people always ask me, Jacob, why do you do these videos? And the reason why is because someone has to. Someone has to make people aware of currently what's going on so they don't fall into this hypeness or sign up for these expensive courses where you're not really getting that much information, and all that information that you are getting you can get free on the internet from other places, and trying to save people from making mistakes and believing the hype. So I hope you enjoyed the video, guys. Let's get started. So last did a video about financial education around about 2 weeks ago, and I could tell from that video a lot of you guys had your head screwed on. You know, you were looking at that and thinking, yeah, you're right, Jacob. You've got to be a little bit careful. You've got to be careful of anyone on YouTube. You know, you've got to listen to a lot of people on YouTube and think, hold on, can I trust this guy? And you've got to be making your own opinion. You've got to be listening to what they're saying. You've got to be looking at the track records, looking at the performance and go, hold on, are these guys actually saying what they believe, or are they saying it for their financial benefit? Are they giving me good information? Are they saying what they believe in? Have they actually done some research on what they're talking about? Or is this for personal financial gain? And I saw a lot of you guys agreeing with that video. However, what concerned me was the amount of people, and when I say the amount of people, I'd say a good 20-30% who watched that video are currently having the wool pulled over their eyes, so to speak. They are not currently aware of what's going on, and my concern is that what's happened is that we've got the new influx of investors to invest in, watching YouTube videos, maybe jumped up on the rally that's been going on in 2024, and because financial education has the benefit of being, even though he's got a horrendous track record, because of the size of his channel, he's able to, even though with his track record, still come up like #1 on the YouTube search engine. And automatically a lot of people are going to him for financial information. And what they've seen in 2024 has gone, well, so-and-so stock that he talked about is up so much this year. And it's like, well, hold on. Have you looked at the year that we've had? Have you looked at the year the S&P has had? If you've got a load of stocks down this year, I mean, what are you doing? And I think that's what saved financial education, is that because he comes up #1 on the YouTube search engine on YouTube with a lot of stock market content, that's helped him big time, because if it was actually done on track records or year-to-date performance, he would be definitely far behind at the moment. Now, the first thing that he started to do, one of his newest thing that he's starting to do, is that I saw this video the other day, and he's cropping out some of his investments. So you kind of got the top holdings here, and he's like, you know, as we always see, you know, ELF stock, Tesla stock at the start of the videos. The 2 or 3 stocks that he's done really well from, he always uses at the start of the video, like, hey, look how good I am. But he is what I call a dartboard thrower investor. He is throwing darts at the dartboard and hoping for the best. And when you do that, every so often you're going to get a winner. And that's what he does. He shows that winner like, hey, look how good I am. But what this guy never does is he never actually shows all the darts that miss. For me, that's a big red flag. A big red flag when all he's doing is showing these kind of top 3 or 4 positions, and this is what he's done to a lot of the new investors as well, is that he's gone, hey, look at these stocks that I got the return on, but hold on. What we don't realise is the certain stocks that he's cropping out the portfolio, or we don't see the stocks, all the stocks that have gone wrong in the last few years have sold out, and he goes, look, these are my winners and look how amazing I am, but we don't ever see the stocks that don't perform well. Because what this guy does is he sells them out in the background quietly, so you look at the portfolio and go, oh, look at all these stocks that are up, and you don't see some of the losers. An example for that is that, like the screenshot was taken here, he talks about Estee Lauder that came out with earnings the other day. This stock has performed terribly. This stock is one that he has talked about in recent weeks as a stock that he's been buying. And you look at the performance of this stock, it's down 56% year to date. In the last year, down 48%. In the last month, down 33%. So this stock has lost 33% of its value in the last month. And one of them was only 2 weeks ago, right after I actually posted my last video on this, where the stock fell massively off earnings. These earnings were absolutely awful, and the stock fell massively because of this. And once again, we look at what this guy does, as what he historically always does, is that if he has a stock that doesn't perform that well, what he does is he's not transparent. What he'll do is, okay, I'm not going to talk about the stocks that are losing at the moment. No, I'm only going to focus on the winners. I'm going to show you guys the winners. Oh, you know that stock that isn't performing? You know what I'm going to do? Oh, you know what? I'm going to crop it out of the portfolio so they can't see it. And I won't be surprised if he does what his normal tactic is that what he'll do is he'll sell it quietly out in the background, and then you'll notice it's disappearing from the portfolio completely altogether, because he can't be selling his expensive courses with all them losers in. So that's what he does. And it's exactly what we've seen for the last few years. is he's doing it once again with one of the newest stocks, and that's how he controls and manipulates his portfolio to look a lot better than actually what it is. And then what else he'll do is he'll go on the stock that is popular. So for example, like a Palantir stock for a moment, and he'll go, oh, forget about SD Lord. Look at Palantir. Look at Palantir that's up this much, and look at the run that it's been on Palantir. Granted, it's done a good stock, but when you are a dartboard thrower, you are going to get a couple of winners. And I certainly see a theme where we're seeing a lot of the stocks at the moment are certainly stocks that are a lot more well known, and the Mag 7 stocks, the stocks that are mostly talked about on YouTube. When it actually comes down to, okay, can you be an individual stock picker? Can you go pick that gem in the rough? Can you pick that stock that nobody else is talking about? And whenever I see this guy and he tries pick that gem in the rough, I just see it absolutely collapse, and it seems like there's a bit of a theme at the moment where I'm just going to go for the really safe stocks. And I think we see that often on YouTube now, is that we have a lot of closet index investors. All the big YouTubers, well, not all the big YouTubers, that's a bit unfair, but quite a lot of the big YouTubers now are closet index investors, because they go, oh, you know what, I'm just going to buy these stocks, they're nice and easy, I don't have to do that much research. But all these stocks are now rich valuations. We'll see how they're doing in the next kind of few years. But so that's kind of the first thing here. But when I go to the second thing is, like, when I look at Palantir, for example, this is a stock that's, going up very well. It's in demand. Everybody's talking about, same with Tesla, everybody's talking about Tesla and Palantir. And when you're a new investor and you're looking at the stock market in 2024, and this is why I think so many people need this video, because when I saw the video I did last time, I could tell that a lot of people have been sucked in. A lot of people have seen Palantir and gone, oh, well, who's talking about Palantir on YouTube? Well, you search Palantir stock on YouTube, and guess who comes up on the first page right here? If you go the sixth video down here, oh, look who we've got on the first page. If we go a bit further down, have we got any more videos from this guy here? Look, we've got another video there. So there's 2 videos on the first page. I think there even might be a third one. When I put this video together yesterday, that might have disappeared. But you can see here, so all these new investors are coming on wanting to see about Palantir, who has been buying about Palantir. I'm going to listen to them. And this guy gets first on the YouTube search for Palantir, and then he is able to kind of suck these new investors in to his platform, and everybody thinks that this guy's doing really well because they don't see this. They don't see the things that are going wrong, and he quietly sells them out in the background, that he doesn't talk about it. Oh, why talk about that when I talk, oh, I'm a genius, I picked Palantir. And then what this guy does is then he makes money off these new investors that think, well, this guy picked Palantir, I want him to follow this guy for the next Palantir. And then what he's able to do then is he's able to promote his courses, his expensive courses, or his patrons on them. And his patron, I mean, you can tell he's doing well from this tactic because he just keeps sort of putting up the prices. I mean, look at these prices here, $7 a month, and this is just for support. You don't get any benefit at all for signing up to this tier. The next one is this buy the dip and never trip. Well, I hope you didn't buy the dip on SD Lord, otherwise it's going to be stinging a lot at the moment. And that's $33 a month, guys. And then you've got this one here, a VIP bundle, $163 a month, guys. That's nearly $2,000 a year for this information. For a guy that doesn't even know how to value stocks. And at $33 a month, you're nearly at $400 a year, guys. And the scary thing is that there's actually 1,250 people paying this. And all you're getting on this here is access to see his patron portfolio, which is, I think, as far as he last said, I don't think he says this anymore because I think people are starting to realise, but you get to see him buy $100 of stocks every week. Oh, I said that correctly. $100 of stock a week. And people are paying $33 for this. So you think about 1,250 people are paying this, and that's not including the higher tier, by the way. He's nearly making $500,000 from the patron. People are paying $500,000. He's sucking in these new investors by making it look like he's a genius, and he's benefiting from $500,000 from that. That's how much people are paying to see this guy put $100 a week into a portfolio. And that's why I make these videos. That's why I make these videos, because so many people are getting sucked in, and especially I think the newer investors. The new investors that don't realise that this is what happens. The focus on these stocks, oh look, I'm a genius, when everything else that goes wrong, oh, forget about that, I'm going to sell that out in the background. Smile Direct Club, oh, forget about that. Voyager, oh, forget about that one. That's the tactic that's used here. And this is why this guy here, was a guy that was buying, whatever it was, 2 million or whatever it was of TTCF stock, 2 years ago, saying it's his next Tesla stock. Once again, using that big term of, hey, look, I'm going to pick another gem here. When he was buying this stock, and I mean, the fact that people pay this much money for a guy that was willing to put 50% of his portfolio in one stock is suicidal, isn't it, really? But, this is why this guy was able to put like $1 million into TTCF, a 2 million stock market portfolio, and he put 1 million into TTCF and it all went wrong. And now he's a guy that's back up to, 2 million, 3 million in a portfolio, and he goes, oh, it's because of my gains, It's not because of the gains, guys. It's because he preys on these newer investors to sign up, making him look like a genius, and all these people are giving him crazy amounts of money a month. You're talking $500,000 a year, and this is just from this Patreon course. That's not including the other course. This is not including the YouTube views that he's able to get because he still somehow comes up first on the search engine. This isn't coming from the deals or from Bitcoin brokerages that went bankrupt 2 months later with no apologies. It's not including anything like that, guys. This is just from this one here. This is why this guy was able to get up to such a big amount of portfolio. It wasn't because of gains like this, because if it was on stock market gains, I'm sure it weren't going very well, because all the stocks that haven't gone very well are silently sold out in the background. This is from a guy here that is making $500,000 a year from these new investors that he's preying on, and they're giving these big amounts of money to watch him invest $100 a week, guys. And those are the two little tactics that are going on here. So if you're a new investor, you just need to be really careful, because this is what some of these YouTubers do. They'll do things where they'll buy stocks, it doesn't work out, they'll quietly sell it in the background, and they'll hope you don't notice. What they'll do is they make you charge, paying $300, $400, $2,000 a year for these courses, and the information that's given on there is just information you can go get off the internet, guys. That's all you need to do. And that's all I ask of you guys. You just got to listen to these YouTubers, take it with a pinch of salt, watch them, watch the track records, and if you watch the track records, you'll be able to see what potentially the stocks are talking about and what they're doing with them. Are they talking about the stocks, are they just talking about the winners? Are they selling out stocks quietly in the background and hope you don't notice? And that's certainly what's going on from here. And like I said, I think if YouTube was actually done off performance, financial performance, stock market performance, I think this would be a lot different. But because this guy is able to have a good following, and he still comes up number one on the search engine, because what he does is he's very tactical about it. He shows all his gains like this and this, and anything that goes wrong, quietly sell it out in the background. He's able to fool people, and that's what I saw in this video. This is why I made this video today, is because I saw the video from 2 weeks ago, and I saw some of the reaction. I thought, oh my days, like, it's happening again. There's so many people that are just falling for this, and what will happen eventually is that we'll have a horrible market where everything just doesn't go up, and it'll be caught out, and people go, hold on, all these stocks at the moment, I've got some absolute stinkers here, and that's what will happen eventually. People go, whoa, you were right, Jacob, and I know. that's why I made that video in what was it, 2022, and I think it was this one here, and you can see the big performance difference that happened. So yeah, hope you're okay with that, guys. Be careful out there. Make sure you don't trust any YouTubers. Don't trust me even. Pinch of salt. Make sure you follow the track records. Don't just give money because they sound like they know what they're doing. Make sure you follow them first and see if they actually get the results, and they're not doing some of these tricks that this guy's doing here. See you in a bit, guys.